this whole tattoo. It has a lot of strange shapes. Tongue's coming out of the right side of her mouth, more so than the center. Also, these eyelids are driving me nuts. You highlighted the bottom eyelids and gave her eyes such a bizarre, bugging out, weird look.
I was just overthinking it, you know?
I always like your tattoos. This is one I'm just not feeling.
Today, you must tattoo Medusa. From Greek mythology, Medusa is a monster with snakes for hair, who turns any man that dares look at her into stone. Composition is crucial to legibility.
There's a lot of really tiny detail when it comes to a Medusa. You have snakes in her hair, a pretty face. They are really easy to screw up.
Guys, we took a bad beat yesterday. And today, unfortunately, we're gonna take one more because we're gonna lose somebody. Keep yourself here with good features in a face, a strong snake. Do not create an eel or something that leaves them debating if they're even snakes. Do not that part up.
What were you thinking about getting?
A full-body Medusa, topless, and a diamondback snakeskin.
Full body, man.
We're gonna get detail in the snakes.
I don't want anything to do with a full-body Medusa. That means the head's gonna be tiny, the snakes are gonna be tiny. That's a technical tattoo with zero room for error.
Tough Tito.
Team Peck is out to get me. They know I'm a strong player, so they shoot for me first.
Medusas are the Achilles heel for all tattooers. It takes a pretty lady's face, it takes perfect snakes, it takes perfect composition.
You want a full body?
Full-body Medusa, she's gonna be topless.
I can definitely do a Medusa, but my canvas, he want a full body and colorful, right?
Yeah.
And also he want color. Are you kidding me? I need to blow this up. This too small.
I'm pretty set on the full body.
Something like that.
Yeah, but we're not doing just the head.
It's too much. I need to blow this up. This is the first elimination, and my canvas is freaking rigid.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that face.
I could be screwed right now.
You'll kill yourself doing all that. And it's not even that appealing.
Yeah.
Get rid of that weird rattle.
He won, though.
He wants a rattle?
He won the tail.
Tito, that thing's just little, man.
So the pain is.
Well, look at what you're up against. You're up against a bunch of people that are doing big, open faces with big, beautiful details. That could either make you the man or it could send you home. It's a tough design. Don't stress. Hang in.
We are one of the stronger artists on our team. We made ourselves because now my teammates are my main opponents.
I'm really glad we chopped her head off. I love how that looks.
We have 9 people on our team who are the strongest in the room. And so if you knock out 4 of those, when the last 5 are still here, we're gonna have the strongest team, period.
Marilyn was doing good until she put that background in.
Really hoping to see more of my strengths in this one.
I almost didn't even make it onto a team. I was the last pick. At this point, I need to not feel like the underdog. I put a lot of things on hold. My whole life, my kids. I need to nail this down.
Tito looks
Rough. I think what we went after happened.
Yeah, inadvertently.
Not maybe the way we were expecting it to, but it's looking like it looks like Tito's got the letters. I think so too.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time is up. Machine's down. No more ink.
Okay,
done.
we're done. All right, you want to take a look?
I do.
I think we started out a little rough, but we got it done.
Tough Tito's Medusa, his snakes look like yarn. It looks like a zombified Raggedy Ann. And he needs to go home with it.
Okay. Today, you had to show perfect composition by tattooing Medusa. Team Nunez, let's see how you did. Tito.
The snakeheads are all completely so different. Some of them look like koi, some of them have a frog look.
Just try to create the best composition that I could.
Her arm just ending abruptly like that is really strange. The bottom of the tattoo where her torso ends off, also strange. And then there's a little piece of something on her hip. I don't know if that's a piece of her clothing. This is a really, really rough tattoo to turn in today.
Kevin.
You have some really nice elements in the face. You did some really nice tricks with the light and the shadow coming off of her nose, but it's 2 big snakes and a severed head floating in a diamond.
When I think of Medusa, I think of snakes growing out of her head. I don't understand why you would choose to not show any of that.
I was trying my hardest to be able to do full color and give you a good tattoo. So if it meant me having to box some things in, that's what I did.
I don't see how anybody is gonna be impressed by this ill-placed, sketchy, brown square on this guy's chest. The snake going into the armpit, it's jacked. This is probably the worst placement of the day.
Carolyn.
The backside of the tattoo is very unfinished. She literally just has this little bit of a face that's floating in this mess that from a distance is really hard to tell what's going on.
I ran out of time and I had to focus a little bit more on the face rather than the smoke.
These outlines and this shading, it has a very single needle prison machine look to it. And you have all the tools. That's not a good thing. You're on my team. I want to sugarcoat it as much as possible, but it's not possible. This quality does not stand up. You're hanging yourself.
Today, you had to tattoo Medusa. Based on your work, one of you will be the first artist to pack your machines. Let's hear it from the jury of peers. Team Peck, why did you vote Tito to the bottom?
When it came down to it, it was who had the prettiest face, who had the best snakes, who had the best color packing or shading. We just really debated on that.
Majority voted Tito.
They shoot for me. I'm a strong competitor. I don't think I deserve to go home.
All right, guys, time to determine who's going home. Tito's, it looks like a painful injury. My vote is to send Tito home.
Carolyn's report card is the worst of the three.
I haven't done tattoos
Period.
like that since I started tattooing. I didn't come here, leave my whole life to stand here, to go home right now.
Report cards make sense because we've only seen few tattoos from you.
Traditional day, Tito beat you. Geisha day, Tito beat you. I'm sure at home you are much better than you are in a pressure cooker. But this pressure cooker...
I know you're about to say my name, but I think you're gonna make a huge goddamn mistake.
My vote is for Carolyn to go home.
The judges have decided. Carolyn, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
This is a tough environment. It is not for everybody. It's a lot of pressure.
All right, Carolyn, please pack your machines and close shop. Today, you must put your composition skills to the test and create negative space tattoos. What? Just as negative space can transform the way you look at things, you must change your perspective and create a masterpiece out of what is not there.
Say that in English.
Negative space is purposely leaving something untattooed. Just tattooing an image like you're used to, you're just flipping it and just tattooing the background instead to cut out your image.
I'm looking to get Medusa on my shoulder with flowers around it and negative space snakes in the hair. Jason?
Right. There's already so much work to go into the Medusa. I don't know that there's a tattoo that I can pull off.
Today we're looking for negative space tattoos.
Some of the snakes are gonna have to be negative.
We're looking for the actual negative space to be the heart of the tattoo, so everything around it has to accent it and flow with it.
Do you think I can get another snake here negative? All of a sudden, Anthony's worried that I don't have enough negative space in my tattoo. It's definitely a huge risk right now to listen to my coach. My only concern, she's gonna have just this random gray shading because I have to make the shading dark enough that the snake will hold. The household I grew up in was incredibly unhealthy for me. Art was always my outlet. Anytime I found myself in a situation or flooded with certain emotions or something, I was really dependent on it. It was like a Band-Aid for life. So in this competition, I need to trust in my natural artistic abilities.
Today, you were being tested on composition with negative space tattoos. Let's see how you did. Jason.
I love the illustrated face. I love the dark blacks in the areas of the eye, the nose, the lips.
But these snakes are really thick. One thing that would have made this a little more interesting is making more snakes thinner.
Oh, okay.
What would have been a really nice touch as well is having that tongue come out of the top snake's mouth and really play with that shape and make that really work on the contour of the face. Those kind of things in this negative ask, that's a big help for your piece.
Today, you had to create negative space tattoos. And based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines.
Your snakes, don't pull off the snakes.
Once I got the face in there and then seeing the size that it was gonna have to be, my main concern was that I was gonna get to the snakes and run out of time. It has its flaws, but it's appealing.
Judges, it's time to determine who's going home. Jason, to me, is safe. I understand there's technical issues with it, but it's a badass face. This week, there will be no flash challenge. To earn a spot in this year's live finale, you must survive a 15-hour tattoo marathon.
I'm going to have a heart attack. I can't imagine getting through one tattoo, let alone a 15-hour marathon.
You must tattoo every style that you critiqued as the jury of peers and did not tattoo. So, it turns out you aren't safe from those styles after all. For the first 5 hours, Team Peck, you'll tattoo Medusas, while Team Nunez, you'll tattoo a peacock.
Crazy.
Today I'm designing a neo-traditional Medusa head. It's what I'm most comfortable with. I'm gonna rock this thing. I don't know who's gonna get the first seat. I just hope it's me, because I hate watercolor and I hate musical.
I am a black and gray artist. If I'm going to earn a place in the finale, I need to earn it with a black and gray tattoo.
Heavy on the black.
I'm doing a lot of high contrast.
The only concern I have going into this tattoo is time.
I'm almost there.
Because I am attempting a lot of detail here.
Crisp detail and line work, this is what I like to do.
Ryan should really be sweating it. This big, crazy, detailed Medusa looks like a 10-hour piece. She's not gonna be able to complete that. I'm gonna do some different line weights, but I'm going bold. I'm doing a traditional-based Medusa. All the snakes are badass.
I like the eyes.
The eyes are the trick. My Medusa design is better than the other two. I definitely have a shot at winning this right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
Looks awesome.
It does. I'm like mesmerized.
That's what Medusa does.
I know.
The 4 of you are at the beginning of a grueling 15-hour tattoo marathon. And the artist that wins the best tattoo of the day will secure the first spot in the live finale. Team Peck, you tattooed a Medusa. Ryan, let's start with you. Ryan, how are you feeling at this point in the competition?
This is the opportunity where you're supposed to bring the big guns out and show what you have. So I designed a 10-hour tattoo that I shrunk down and attempted in 5 hours.
Simpler would have been a lot better. You added things to make it hard to see what's going on. Why you would put the blood coming out of the bottom lip like that and hide the beauty of the mouth, it muddies it up and makes it more confusing to see. No teeth, no tongues. Why not?
I decided to keep it simple.
You want to make those snakes look fierce? Teeth and tongues.
This one didn't work out for you.
Gian.
There's a lot of things I really like about this tattoo. I like the composition of the way the snakes wrap around the head. The big snake head with his mouth open is awesome. Best snake head in the room.
Technically is very nice, but this whole tattoo has a lot of strange shapes. Tongue's coming out of the right side of her mouth more so than the center. Also, these eyelids are driving me nuts. You highlighted the bottom eyelids and gave her eyes such a bizarre, bugging out, weird look.
I was just overthinking it, you know?
I always like your tattoos. This is one I'm just not feeling.
Nate.
I really like the way you colored this thing. I love the scales that you put in the center of the forehead. And my favorite part of the entire tattoo is her neck. The way you ended her neck to that knot of snakes at the bottom gave it a nice frame.
Not a fan of the snake heads. They don't look like they're a part of the snake. They look like they're attached to the end of the snake. But the biggest weakness is these tiny little open pieces of skin between the snakes where her head would still be. Makes it look like you cut her head off and put this crown of snakes on it. It's definitely something you missed.